Part 1. You will hear a conversation about travel arrangements, traveler and a planner. As you listen, complete the form. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10.
Hi, good morning. I'm here to finalize my travel plans for next week. I think we spoke on the phone yesterday, right?
Good morning. Yes, I believe we did. You're traveling to. Let me just check here. Yes, you're going to Paris, correct?
Well, actually, no. I initially thought about Paris, but I've decided to visit Berlin instead. The dates are still the same, though.
Oh, I see. Berlin, got it. So you're leaving on the 12th of October, if I'm not mistaken?
No, it's the 14th, actually. I'm flying out in the afternoon. I think around 2:30 p.m.
Right, the 14th. Let me double-check that for you. Yes, departing at 2:30 p.m. And you're coming back on the 21st of October, is that correct?
No, that's not right. I need to return a day earlier, on the 20th. I have a meeting the next day.
Got it. So, returning on the 20th of October then, would you prefer an early morning or an evening flight back?
I'm not too sure. What's the earliest flight available on the 20th?
The earliest one departs at 8:15 a.m., and there's another one at 6 p.m. Do you want me to book the morning one for you?
Yes, I think so. Wait, actually, hold on. I think the evening flight would be better since I'll have some meetings in the morning on the 20th in Berlin. Let's go with the 6 p.m. one.
Perfect, 6 p.m. on the 20th it is. Now, how would you like to handle accommodation? Have you booked a hotel already, or would you like me to assist with that?
I haven't booked anything yet. Could you help with that, please? I'd prefer something close to the city center, within walking distance to major attractions.
Sure. I can recommend a few options. How about the Berlin Central Hotel? It's just a 10-minute walk from Brandenburg Gate, and has great reviews. The price is $120 per night.
That sounds nice. But $120 might be a bit steep. Do you have anything slightly cheaper?
Let me see. There's the City Inn, which is about 15 minutes from the main attractions. It's $95 per night. Would that work for you?
Yes, that's perfect. Let's book that.
Great. I'll book the City Inn for 6 nights, from the 14th to the 20th. Oh wait. Sorry, it's 7 nights if you're checking out on the 20th.
Right. Yes, 7 nights, please.
Alright. Now let's go over the final details. Your outbound flight is on October 14th at 2:30 p.m. to Berlin, returning on the 20th at 6 p.m. You'll be staying at the City Inn for 7 nights. Is everything correct?
Yes, that's all good, thanks.
Would you like to arrange any tours or activities while you're in Berlin?
I haven't thought about that yet. Do you have any recommendations?
Absolutely. There's a fantastic walking tour of Berlin's historical landmarks, or if you prefer, a river cruise is also very popular. Both are excellent.
That sounds great. Could you book the walking tour for me, please? I think I'd prefer that.
Sure. I'll add that to your itinerary. The walking tour is on the 16th at 9 a.m., and it lasts about 3 hours. Does that work for you?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you so much for your help.
My pleasure. You'll receive a confirmation email shortly with all the details. Enjoy your trip to Berlin.
You will hear a community center manager is giving an informational talk about the local facilities and services available at the center. As you listen, complete the short answer questions. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming today. I'm delighted to share some important information about the services and facilities we offer here at the Riverside Community Center. Let's begin with our gym and fitness center. It's open 7 days a week, from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekends. We offer a range of fitness classes, including yoga, Pilates, and strength training. For those who prefer working out at their own pace, we have state-of-the-art equipment like treadmills, stationary bikes, and free weights. Membership fees are very reasonable, starting at just £25 per month for adults, with discounts available for students and seniors. If you're interested in sports, we have plenty of options. Our sports hall can be booked for activities like basketball, badminton, and table tennis. It's also a popular venue for local teams. If you're into swimming, our indoor heated pool is open all year round. We even offer swimming lessons for both children and adults. Group classes are available, or you can book private lessons if you prefer. The pool is open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. For families, we have a fantastic children's play area, which is perfect for younger kids to burn off some energy. The play area is suitable for children up to the age of 12 and is supervised by trained staff to ensure safety at all times. There's also a cafeteria nearby that offers a variety of snacks, light meals, and drinks, so parents can relax while keeping an eye on their kids. We're also proud of our library. It's a great resource for students, researchers, or anyone who loves to read. We stock thousands of books across a range of genres, from fiction to academic texts. The library is open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekends. We also run free computer and IT skills classes every Wednesday and Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., which have been really popular with local residents, especially seniors. If you're into arts and crafts, we have a workshop studio that offers classes in painting, pottery, and sculpture. These classes are held every Saturday morning and are open to people of all skill levels. It's a great way to meet others in the community while developing new skills. Before I finish, I'd like to remind everyone that the community center rooms are also available to hire for private events like birthday parties or meetings. The rooms can accommodate up to 100 people and are fully equipped with audio-visual equipment. I hope this gives you a good overview of what's available here at the Riverside Community Center. Feel free to ask any questions afterward or pick up a brochure at the reception for more details. We look forward to seeing you around.
You'll hear a representative from the City Council giving a speech about the local facilities available in a newly developed park, discussing different activities and their timings. Now listen carefully and answer questions 17 to 20.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I'm here to give you an overview of the facilities and activities available at Greenwood Park, our newest community space. First, let me talk about the sports facilities. For those of you who enjoy tennis, we have 2 brand new tennis courts. They are open to the public from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. You can either book the courts in advance or simply walk in if there's availability. For people interested in team sports, we've built a football pitch, which is ideal for 5-a-side games. The football pitch is available from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Next, we have a fantastic children's playground, which is perfect for families with young kids. It's designed for children aged 3 to 12 and features a range of fun equipment, including swings, slides, and climbing structures. The playground is open from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m., giving plenty of time for kids to enjoy themselves after school or on weekends. Moving on to more relaxed activities, we've also developed a beautiful lake area. The lake is open for boating between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. We provide pedal boats for families and rowing boats for individuals or couples.
It's a lovely way to spend some quiet time out on the water, and the lake is surrounded by walking paths, which are perfect for a leisurely stroll. Finally, for those who love the arts, we've organized outdoor cinema screenings in the summer months. These are held every Saturday evening at 7:30 p.m. in the park's amphitheater. It's a great opportunity to bring a blanket, relax under the stars, and watch a classic film with family and friends. We hope that Greenwood Park becomes a place where everyone can enjoy themselves, no matter their interests or age. If you have any questions, feel free to ask after the session. Thank you again for your attention, and we look forward to seeing you at the park soon.
You will hear two university students, Jack and Sarah, are discussing their course options for the next semester with their tutor, Professor Adams. As you listen, match the answers for the following questions. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25. Alright, Jack and Sarah, I know you're both finalizing your courses for the next semester. I'm here to help guide you through some of the options. Let's start with you, Jack. Have you decided on any courses?
Well, Professor, I'm almost sure about some of them. For media studies, I've heard it's quite an intense course with a lot of project work. I'm not sure if it's exactly what I'm looking for. I might skip it, actually.
All right, so you're not taking media studies then?
No, I don't think I will.
Okay. How about you, Sarah? Are you considering media studies?
Actually, yes. I'm really interested in it. I think it'll be challenging, but I enjoy that sort of thing, especially working on creative projects. So, I'll definitely be doing media studies.
Good to hear, Sarah. Let's move on to another course, Women and Power. It's a very popular module focusing on gender roles in political and social contexts. Jack, what's your take on this one?
I'm not entirely sure about that one. I've heard mixed reviews from last year's students, so I'm a bit on the fence. I might take it, but it'll depend on my schedule and workload.
I was thinking of doing Women and Power as well. I think the subject is important, but I'm already leaning toward other topics, so I'm still undecided.
That makes sense. Let's see if other options interest you more. What about culture and society? It's an excellent course for understanding social structures and how they influence culture.
Oh, that's a definite yes from me. I've always been fascinated by cultural studies, and this course fits perfectly with my interests. I'll definitely take it.
I'm not as convinced. I know it's a good course, but I'm already looking at too many cultural theory subjects. So, I'm going to pass on culture and society this time around.
Alright, noted. Moving on to identity and popular culture. It's another option that dives deep into modern cultural practices and how they shape individual identities. What do you think, Jack?
Now, this one I'm very interested in. I'm almost certain I'll take it. It's such a relevant topic, and I think it'll be a great addition to my academic focus.
Glad to hear it. And you, Sarah?
Actually, I'm not so sure. While it sounds fascinating, I feel like it overlaps with other courses I'm more set on. So, I think I'll skip identity and popular culture.
Understood. Lastly, let's talk about Introduction to Cultural Theory. It's a core module for many of you, so have you both thought about it?
Yes, absolutely. It's a must for me. I need this course to better understand the theoretical framework for my other subjects. I'll definitely take it.
Same for me. Introduction to Cultural Theory is a foundational course, and I'm keen to get a good grasp on the basics, so I'll definitely enroll in that as well.
Great. That gives us a clearer picture. It seems you both have a good idea of what you want to do. I'll make sure your choices are noted down. If you need any further advice, feel free to reach out.
You will hear a conversation, which takes place between two university teachers. Mr. Green and Ms. Corner is discussing with their principal Dr. Harris about which sports teams should participate in an upcoming inter-university tournament. As you listen, complete the sentences below. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 26 to 30.
Good morning, Mr. Green and Ms. Corner. I'm glad we're meeting today to discuss the university's participation in the inter-university sports tournament. We need to finalize which teams will compete. Mr. Green, I believe you had some initial thoughts?
Good morning. Yes, I did. Initially, I was certain that the basketball team should be included. They've had a solid season so far, but I'm now unsure if their recent performance is strong enough. What do you think, Ms. Corner?
Well, I agree. I was leaning towards the basketball team too, but I'm not entirely convinced now. Perhaps we should reconsider. Their last two matches were not exactly impressive.
That's surprising. So, are we including them or not?
I'm leaning towards yes, but, no, wait. Actually, we might be better off focusing on other teams instead.
Okay, so maybe the basketball team isn't definite. Let's move on. How about the tennis team?
The tennis team. They've been fantastic lately. I think they should definitely be part of the tournament. They've been training hard, and their recent results speak for themselves.
I completely agree with that. The tennis team is in top form, and they have a good chance of performing well.
Great. So, we're confirming the tennis team. Now, how do you both feel about the swimming team? They've had some ups and downs.
I'm not too sure about the swimming team. They've been inconsistent. One week they're brilliant, and the next, not so much.
Yes, I'm hesitant about them too. They've shown potential, but I'm just not convinced they can hold up against the stronger teams from other universities. So, I'd say, probably not.
So, that's a no for the swimming team. What about the volleyball team?
The volleyball team. Well, they've been doing quite well, but I'm a bit unsure. Their last few games were close, and they didn't win as convincingly as I'd hoped.
I'm also unsure. They've got potential, but their consistency is a concern. Maybe we could consider them as a backup option.
That sounds reasonable. Let's put them on standby for now. Finally, what about the track and field team?
Oh, definitely. They've been excelling this season. We should absolutely include them. I'm very confident about their chances in the tournament.
Yes, I agree. The track and field team is our strongest contender. They've been breaking records lately, so they're a must.
Alright, so we've got the tennis and track and field teams confirmed. The volleyball team is on standby, and we've ruled out the basketball and swimming teams for now. I'll finalize the list and submit it to the committee. Does that sound good to both of you?
Yes, I think that's the best approach.
Agreed. That works for me as well.
You will hear a university professor giving a lecture on the importance of including environmental education in the academic curriculum. As you listen, complete the table. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 35. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about a subject that is becoming increasingly important in education, the inclusion of environmental studies in the academic curriculum. As you all know, the global environmental crisis is one of the most significant challenges of our time, and it's vital that education plays a role in addressing this. First, let's consider why environmental education is important. The main goal is to raise awareness about the impact human activities have on the planet. By educating students on topics like climate change, pollution, and biodiversity loss, we can ensure that future generations are better equipped to make informed decisions and take meaningful action to protect the environment. Now, how should we integrate these topics into existing courses? One of the easiest ways is by incorporating environmental subjects into science and geography courses. These subjects already touch on topics like ecosystems, weather patterns, and natural resources, so it makes sense to expand on these areas. For example, in biology, students could learn about the effects of pollution on marine life, while in geography, they could study how deforestation affects climate change. But environmental education shouldn't be limited to just science-based subjects. It can and should be integrated into subjects like economics and business studies as well. For instance, students could explore the concept of sustainable development and how businesses can adopt environmentally friendly practices without sacrificing profitability. This will help students understand that the economy and the environment are closely linked, and that responsible economic growth is key to addressing environmental issues. Another important area where environmental topics can be introduced is literature and the arts. Many writers and artists have focused on environmental themes in their work. Students could analyze how literature, paintings, and films portray the environment, providing a different perspective on how humans interact with nature. By examining environmental issues through an artistic lens, students can develop a more emotional and empathetic understanding of the crisis. Additionally, including field trips and outdoor activities as part of the curriculum can have a significant impact. Taking students out of the classroom and into nature allows them to experience environmental issues firsthand. They could visit recycling centers, nature reserves, or sustainable farms to see real-world examples of how people are trying to solve environmental problems. Lastly, it's crucial to teach students about global environmental agreements. Understanding the role of governments and international organizations in shaping environmental policy can give students a clearer picture of the global efforts being made to address issues like carbon emissions and habitat conservation. This helps students see the bigger picture and the collective responsibility we all share. To sum up, including environmental education across multiple subjects is not only possible but necessary. By doing so, we can help create a generation of informed, responsible citizens who are committed to protecting the planet. And this education must begin now, as the need for environmental action has never been greater.
You will hear a university linguistics professor giving a lecture on the factors involved in selecting a language to study. As you listen, complete the table by selecting the correct option for each role. Choose from the letters A to G. Now listen carefully and answer questions 36 to 40. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I want to talk about the topic of language selection, how students should approach choosing which language to study, and why certain languages might be more beneficial depending on your personal or professional goals. When deciding which language to learn, one of the first things you should consider is your career goals. If you're aiming for a career in international business or diplomacy, for example, you want to focus on learning widely spoken global languages like English, Spanish, or Mandarin. These languages are considered international lingua francas, meaning they are widely used across multiple regions and industries. Fluency in one of these can open doors to a variety of opportunities in multinational companies, international organizations, and global markets. On the other hand, if you're more interested in academic or research roles, learning a language that has a strong academic tradition might be a better choice. For example, German is known for its significant contributions to fields like science and philosophy. Many important academic papers and research in these fields are published in German, making it a valuable language for those looking to engage with primary sources in certain areas of academia. Next, for those of you looking to work in tourism or hospitality, choosing a language that aligns with popular tourist destinations could be beneficial. Learning languages like French or Italian would be incredibly useful if you plan to work in Europe, where tourism is a major industry. Tourists often appreciate when someone can speak to them in their native language, and being able to communicate effectively will make you more marketable in this field. Now, if you're thinking about volunteering or working with international aid organizations, you may want to focus on languages spoken in areas where humanitarian efforts are concentrated. For instance, learning Arabic or Swahili can be extremely useful if you're planning to work in parts of Africa or the Middle East, where many aid operations take place. These regions often have a high demand for translators and workers who can communicate with local populations. Another factor to consider is the cultural significance of the language you choose. If you have a passion for a particular culture or history, learning that culture's language can deepen your connection to it. For example, if you're fascinated by Japanese culture, its art, history, or media, learning Japanese can enrich your understanding and appreciation of those aspects. It's not just about speaking a language, but also about gaining insight into the cultural context in which the language exists. Lastly, some students may choose a language simply based on personal interest or passion. You may have no specific career goal in mind but are drawn to a language because of how it sounds, or perhaps because you have family roots in a particular country. Learning a language for personal enjoyment can still have long-term benefits, such as improving cognitive skills or enhancing cross-cultural communication. In summary, when choosing a language, think carefully about your future goals, both professionally and personally. Whether it's for business, academics, tourism, humanitarian work, or cultural interest, selecting the right language can have a significant impact on your future opportunities and experiences. This is the end of your IELTS listening test. Now check the answers.